Our nation has many gallant stories of uncommon valor, bravery, and sacrifice. Tonight, we want to share with you one of those incredible stories, the story of the Purple Foxes. Two similar flights from two different wars, separated by 38 years to the date, but forever linked with a common history that shares the same tragic fate. A story of love and sacrifice that transcends time from Vietnam to Operation Iraqi Freedom. Stephanie Hansen, having been adopted at birth, had never known her real mother and father, and it might have stayed that way had she not been diagnosed with a medical condition that in 1996 required her to investigate her family's medical history. Upon locating her birth mother, Stephanie learned of the tragic death of her father, who died while serving in Vietnam. While the symptoms of her illness soon abated, Stephanie had a new quest: to learn all she could about her father's story. At a time when America was calling its young to war, 18-year-old Gary Norman Young enlisted in the United States Navy. It was a period that found many young Americans wanting to make a difference for their country and in their own lives. As a corpsman, Gary felt a strong calling to become a member of a casualty evacuation squadron, CASEVAC for short, where corpsmen have the responsibility to provide critical emergency care in the back of helicopters to soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. It is a very honorable job that saves the lives of others while often putting themselves in harm's way. On February 7, 1969, Gary would serve on his first CASEVAC mission, and tragically, it would be his last. His ill-fated flight was shot down, ending the lives of 6 of the 7 crew members on board. Gary died without ever knowing he would have a daughter, born just 2 months after his death. As Stephanie continued her personal mission to learn about her dad and the squadron he had been a part of, the Purple Foxes, she discovered he had never received his combat aircrew wings, and so she became determined that she would get them for him. In October of 2002, with the help of her new Marine Corps friends and the current-day Purple Fox Squadron, Captain Jennifer Harris and aircrew, that dream became reality when Corpsman Gary Norman Young was posthumously awarded his combat aircrew wings. On February 7, 2007, exactly 38 years later, Purple Fox pilot Captain Jennifer Harris carried an American flag on board her CASEVAC mission over Iraq in tribute to Stephanie Hansen's dad and the crew of that fateful Vietnam flight. HMN 364 was on their 3rd tour of duty and was currently stationed in Al Taqaddum, Iraq, having arrived in late 2006. Their CASEVAC mission went on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 4 years, without fail. Every day on base, a bell rings, symbolizing the life-saving actions of Marines as they run to their flights and, within just a few minutes of starting their helicopters, join up with HMOA squadrons as they fly their CASEVAC mission. Tragically, the February 7, 2007 CASEVAC Memorial Mission, piloted by Captain Harris, known as call sign Morphine 12, was shot down. All 7 on board lost their lives. 2 similar flights, 2 similar missions, 2 parallel fates on the exact date, 38 years apart. There were 5 aircrew and 2 corpsmen on board each flight. Both CASEVAC missions were first-time flights for Corpsman Gary Norman Young in Vietnam and his counterpart, Corpsman Gilbert Minharis, in Iraq. For Purple Fox pilots Captain Jennifer Harris and First Lieutenant Jared Landacre in Iraq, their flight was to be their last before returning home. The Purple Foxes would not let this rest. And on Memorial Day 2008, they carried another American flag on a CASEVAC mission in memory of those who lost their lives February 7, 1969 and 2007. This is just one story of bravery and ultimate sacrifice. The story of the Marine Purple Foxes and what they represent.